Yeah.
So I was wondering if it was that. Looks like it was that.
That was what it was.
Yep. All right. Sound check.
Chat.
Night wins. It gets the hose again. Thanks for showing up, guys. Appreciate it.
Olo.
We're here to talk about random content creation stuff. This basically, we have a channel meeting every week. And you guys get to be here to hear about it. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you for gifting that tier 1 sub. To I'm Not a Threat, who I think has been waiting patiently for me to start Red Dead 2. There's some people that have been like, oh, when you're playing Red Dead 2, I'm here every day for that.
Interesting.
Big fans of that game.
You've played it before, right? So you've named ponies and stuff?
I haven't really gotten that far. I've started. Hey, thanks for gifting one to Seth. Give him a follow. Cool guy. He's got an awesome channel. Thank you, Night Winds, for that. Yeah, check him out. He's pretty cool.
Breakwinds, we love you. Hell yeah.
Another one, Kush Streams. Thank you, brother. Y'all just covered the bill.
It gets the gifted subs.
So, just for the record, this is a moving goalpost. You won't do it again, pussy.
What?
Chat's fighting over the gifted subs. They're going back and forth.
Okay. I thought he was saying I won't call them breakwinds because I will. Oh, shit.
Mike Thriller, they're firing off. Thank you, brother. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is not pushing. My bad. That wasn't intentional.
Are you sure?
There's no like audio on that screen, so it's like once you push that screen,
they lose it.
Yeah, it's muted.
Interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, there's no audio capture anything.
Oh, okay.
On this one.
All right. Yeah. Wow. So you guys.
Yeah, so
totally.
They can't hear us.
They can't hear us. About to call them giant. Can they hear us now?
Yeah, they can hear us now. Getting the hype train. So the first thing that I kept telling Chet we're going to talk about that I've been looking into a whole lot is why to or not to keep streaming on Twitch as opposed to YouTube.
It's a very interesting thing we've been thinking about.
I've been thinking about it a lot. If you guys didn't hear, recently the option to boost your favorite streamer's channel has gone into beta on Twitch. So you can pay like 99 cents or $3 for impressions.
Interesting.
Which just means they stick you in recommended, and after 1,000 people see it and scroll past it, it's gone.
Oh.
The problem with that is that Twitch's discovery system is fucking garbage. So, if, for example, we're doing a sketch comedy stream and they recommend our stream to 1,000 people that want to watch Call of Duty, it's not going to make a goddamn bit of difference.
That's true.
Nobody's going to come click on it.
That's true.
So.
You know what would be a nice change of pace from Call of Duty? Improv. Let's go watch some of that. I was the first person ever to say that.
Hell yeah, you can throw biddies. The YouTube equivalent, they have like a super chat thing. Also, if you click on, I don't know if you're watching from phone or whatever, but there are random Paul Jenkins sound alerts if you use the soundboard pad thing. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick to see if you can do it from phone. I think there's a way to do it from phone.
From phone.
Yeah, I always tell people, I appreciate the raw biddies. Hell yeah. Tell Me Something Terrible podcast deserves that one, too. Thank you for the gifted sub, Night Wins, and the 100 biddies. Yeah, so if you actually are watching it live, there's a little button for sound alerts next to stream. Take the things. Thank you for the 400 biddies. So, $250 biddies, I got to do a kickflip. 100 bits, you get PJ's Random Wisdom. There are 25 different random sound alerts that you can get any one of. And then there's all the classics for 50 bits. There's a bunch of them for 200 bits, but those are all specifically the Random Wisdom ones. So you can get one at random for 100 bits, or if you hear one specifically at some point that you like and you want to replay that one, and you're a sub of the channel, you can pay 200 bits to hear a specific one. So there are now redeemable things to use your bits for on the channel. Thank you for those. Hell yeah. So the problem with YouTube is the monetization. That's the main issue. People are less likely to do things like sub to your YouTube channel and,
Why?
super chat, because it's already ingrained in YouTube's culture that you're getting something for free.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you don't go on YouTube expecting to pay money.
Right.
The people that go on Twitch and watch Twitch streamers expect to have the ability to support their favorite streamers and enjoy doing so, and that's a culture thing. That's the culture of Twitch, is that fans actually enjoy doing that type of thing.
Right. Whoa, it's weird. That's an interesting concept.
Right? It is. And that's a whole thing, is that Twitch's culture is way farther ahead of YouTube's culture. So,
in the sense of monetization?
In the sense of monetization specifically.
Okay.
And I'll get to where that's that's a pro for Twitch, but we'll get to the cons for sure. Twitch seems much better for chat interaction, yes. YouTube has a really boring chat. That's the thing. Yeah, chat's not very interactive on YouTube or anything like that.
Yeah, I've noticed that just from my
really
limited
bland.
time there. Yeah,
it's really bland if you've ever watched it. And YouTube doesn't push streams. However, if you are a subscriber to the channel, if you get bigger on YouTube, then everybody that subscribes to your YouTube channel is going to get an alert for that stream.
Right.
So there's a pro and a con there.
Damn it.
The main thing being that it's very difficult to drive people to Twitch. It's easier to get people to follow you on other networks and find you on YouTube or have the ability to go to YouTube.
Right.
YouTube itself, lots of the streamers that I found through their YouTube channels, and I noticed direct correlation, like we talked about before with some of the other channels.
Yeah.
There's direct correlation between how popular you are on YouTube and how popular you are on Twitch. There's not as much correlation between Twitter and Twitch, for example, or Facebook and Twitch, which is why, like I said, Barack Obama, for example, usually is averaging like 800 viewers, even though he's got over 1 million followers on Facebook and almost 100,000 on Twitter.
Right.
He has 0 YouTube presence. People don't.
But it's still the same main thing as like watching. Just watching something, not reading anything, or
yes,
or a still photo. The main thing is just like people. So you can funnel things to Twitch from any type of little tunnel that just maintains or requires fucking eyeballs.
Mm-hmm. And the issue, if other than monetization, the big issue. By the way, thank you, Snake Eyes, for the Prime sub. The issue, other than monetization, and damn, they got the hype train pumping. We're at a level 2. I don't know if I've ever seen a level 2.
I've seen a level 2 shit. That's where you
I
shit
took
in the
a
top
level
part.
2. Oh, that's what it is.
You know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
tank. You shit in the tank.
I didn't call it a level 2. I thought that was an upper decker.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, level 2 is what you call it when you're in the military, but I can't talk about that.
I always thought level 2 was like how visceral the shit is.
Dang, what was the word for thickness you used?
Viscosity.
Is that why they called him Viscera? Because he had much viscosity.
No, viscera is like, like if you
flapping vagina wings. What was that?
Nah, viscera is like, I was trying to think of like if you fucking hit someone with a car and they splatter, that's viscera all over the place.
Oh,
that's
all right.
That's why viscera was actually more tied in. Hey, Choot, how's it going? Viscera was more tied into the whole Ministry of Darkness thing at the time.
Okay.
That's why
blood splatter.
Yeah, blood splatter. Yeah, exactly. Viscera is brutal and nasty, and that's such good shit, as
Mabel.
Vince McMahon would say.
Yeah. Mabel was a better name.
Yeah, Mabel. Oh no, because my family had a dog named Mabel, so Mabel was never.
Yeah,
intimidating.
it was like a weird. Yeah, you're right though, because I think a bunch of people had dogs named Mabel.
We're doing great, Shoot. We're doing great. We're just talking about Twitch and YouTube and all that shit. So, anyways, the main thing. That the reason why I finally decided, and I was thinking a lot about whether or not to move my stream over to YouTube, because then it's just instant content. I don't got to upload anything.
Yep.
There's shit always going to be on the YouTube channel. The streams are visible on the YouTube channel after they're over, and they don't disappear. Whereas a VOD over here, that shit's gone after 2 weeks. If you're a partner, you get 90 days, but it still disappears.
Right.
That doesn't happen on YouTube. But for as much of a positive as that is for a lot of people, that's a negative for us because of the fact that we're shooting sketches. Oh, I fucking knew I was gonna end up
Should have
having to
put
do a
fucking
kickflip
socks
tonight.
on, brother.
All right, I'm not wearing socks, but we'll do a kickflip.
Shit, does Chet gotta move?
No, you don't gotta move.
Chet's not moving.
I'm gonna do a sockless kickflip.
Sockless kickflip. You understand how difficult that is? A sockless kickflip? That's like trying to...
Not as difficult as you think.
I'm just trying to sell it, brother.
Damn it. And I gotta go until I land it. That's the deal.
That's the deal. Fucking close.
I'm gonna get better at these because of chat, and that's the idea. Damn. I might have to put socks on. These things are sliding.
Fucking close.
Man, the longer it takes, the more embarrassing it gets. Why am I not flicking? I'm not leveling.
Oh! It was there! That was flawless execution. He said he's not leveling. So if you can't hear him, he said he's not leveling. He's also not wearing socks right now. So he's dealing with a lot of fucking obstacles, but nothing that he couldn't overcome.
Right.
No obstacle is overcomeable. You can come over any obstacle. Don't let those obstacles get in your way. Just come over them.
And thanks for the 200 biddies, 250 biddies for the kickflip.
And I'm really looking forward to doing some color commentary on that the next time someone does that. Because I dropped the ball. It should have been.
You were doing good. You were doing great.
At the end, I picked it up. Thank you. You did
Yeah.
great. That was a good kickflip.
So as I was saying,
What were you
all
saying?
of the streams
yes.
being
Okay.
on YouTube after the fact is a negative for us.
Yes.
Because part of the whole thing is having the studio audience effect on Twitch.
True. And we have that built in right now, so it's easier to kind of do it. Whereas if we went to YouTube, we could get there again, but it would be like what I did when we put everything in on Vegas. I still had time to do streams, and I chose not to. And now I'm just getting back to where I should have been. At that point, I can only imagine having to go to another place and restart.
Well, it's also the workflow. We've got it. You know,
it
took us a while.
workflow,
It took us a while to figure out the workflow, and now we've got a
Yes.
comfortable workflow where
And we stopped using drugs.
we stopped using drugs. That also happened. But yeah, part of the thing is right now we are really scraping by on the channel that this money makes as far as covering the bills that are pertaining to the business.
Yep.
So we can't fully switch over to YouTube if we wanted to until I find a way to supplement that. Twitch takes such a big cut, though.
Feels like anywhere we're going to go, though, we're going to have to deal with that.
They take a much smaller cut everywhere else on the internet. OnlyFans takes a smaller cut. Everybody takes a smaller cut. Twitch takes the biggest cut.
You know?
Twitch takes the biggest
Twitch
cut
probably
of
has
any
the most
streaming
hoes
service.
out of all those pimps, though.
No, they don't. YouTube for sure.
Well, then they understand that bottom bitch theory. That you
Here's
make
the
that
thing
bitch
why
work.
it's not set in stone yet. Dual platform streaming is a thing, but I hate watching dual platform streamers because you have to have a chat program that shows you the chat for both streams. Otherwise, you get a lot of the streamer talking to the other chat, and you have no context for what questions they're answering or what they're talking about or anything like that.
And chat boxes are annoying and generally just take away from what you're trying to do anyways. So
Yeah. I really prefer you can't tell now because we got all this shit running up, but I prefer a minimalistic design.
Yeah.
Personally, I like just the bare minimum that you can have on screen, just the streamer, the game, maybe a logo, that's it. That's my favorite shit. That's all I want to see. I don't care about all the other stuff on the side or anything like that. I don't need a chat box because I can read chat.
So you don't need like something that says like most recent subscriber or
yes.
you know.
I mean, I had that whole thing, but it's like people don't care to see their name down there.
No, yeah, totally. Well, I mean, yes and no. I'm sure I'm kind of the opposite. Like I feel that. I like the more minimalistic one. I don't necessarily like outlines of streamers and it's like fucking lightning bolts go up the side of it every now and then. I'm cool with that. But I do appreciate especially when it's not something that's a fucking template.
If it's so as I say, if it's original.
If
let
it's an
me
original thing,
clarify
I dig that.
because I did just change the look of my stream to where I am in a little TV with TV static in the corner.
But that's different.
But that's
not
theming.
a template.
Yeah, that's the theming for the channel. So if there's cool theming for the channel and you can work that in, if you have an idea for what the theme for your overall channel is, that's cool. But otherwise,
just put your fucking face on the thing and play the goddamn game and let us watch it.
Yeah, the worst is when someone subs and it comes into the middle of the screen with a ridiculous animation, all that. Yeah. But
unless you sub to my channel and it's Porno Paul and he goes,
That's why we just have
4 days to make that.
We just have the dent. It's like that's quick and easy. It's identifiable because it's our sound.
I think I copied it because I'm pretty sure if you subscribe, it's the Coach Chat, like the dun, dun.
Yeah, but that's that's the good way to do it, as opposed to having some kind of random sound that everybody else has, or the same random GIF. You'll hear the same sounds on every channel because everybody's got Streamlabs.
Yep.
Or Stream Elements.
Fucking papers like unfolding or something.
Or you'll see the fucking zombie doing the little thing on the screen.
Oh, yep.
That's another one.
Whack.
But staying on Twitch works for us right now because we need the little bit of money we're getting. Eventually, we can move people over to Patreon. When the new show launches, when the sketch comedy show launches in December on 12/21. 12/21/21.
12/21/21.
At that point, we have something to offer people through Patreon. So we do have a Patreon. It's not fully active yet. And when you subscribe to us on Patreon, we get all of that for the most part, 92% versus 50%. So if you sign up for $5 on Patreon, we get more money and we get something to offer you guys because the sketches that go up on YouTube are going to be edited, not like, I mean, they're all edited in the sense that...
Before 10.
Yeah, but bleeps. You get bleeps, all right? YouTube...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They're
YouTube...
pretty uptight.
YouTube monetization likes things to be clear-cut, clean cut, excuse me. So those are going to be bleeped. And if you subscribe through the Patreon, you get everything unedited. You also get longer sketches. You'll get early access. So there's a whole list of things that we can offer as additional service that warrants signing up through
Exclusives?
Patreon. Exclusives, yes.
Yeah?
Exclusives. Cool. All that type of stuff. That makes it a lot easier to warrant having something, because YouTube, like I said, people are already, they're used to not paying for the product on YouTube.
Right.
You're used to making the money through ads on YouTube. So that's why we do the Patreon thing, and I think it offers more value than a Twitch sub. And when we can eventually get enough people over on Patreon that we're consistently covering what little bit that we're covering right here, then we can demonetize the Twitch channel. So, like you said,
goal.
The end game is... that's exactly what I'm saying, Nightwinds, is that you have the place to put it, the edited product on YouTube, you have the live studio audience effect on Twitch, but what I really want to get to is demonetizing the Twitch channel so that people don't have to worry about ads. Because the bottom line is that an ad is a pain in the ass to me. It's a pain in the ass more so to the viewer. I get almost nothing from those ads. Nothing.
Yeah, it's like fucking Spotify payments to an artist.
The money you make on ads is minimal. And if I could convert Twitch subs to Patreon users so that they're getting added value from their sub, they're paying the same price, we're seeing more of that money, that's better for everybody. And then on top of that, you demonetize the Twitch channel. Nobody's got to worry about the stupid fucking pre-roll ads every time they come in if they're not a sub.
Those aren't the pre-rolls we fucking want.
Not at all. So that makes it a little bit easier to cover all of the platforms. We've got TikTok. If you guys have TikTok, we're doing a lot of shit on TikTok.
We're gonna do a
day.
TikTok. We should do it. Just like the homies. Where's that say that?
Yeah, right there. Don't leave without doing it for the gram.
We should do a couple TikToks too.
We'll
see what sounds are popping, and then we're gonna act like old men on TikTok.
Hell yeah. But so we're covering every platform as much so as we can right now, and we're doing a really good job at staying consistent. We haven't overextended ourselves yet. By the time the Super Show launches in December, we're 12 weeks worth of content in the can at that point. Like we'll continue producing at the same rate.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to worry about ever being behind, even if we have to take a week off.
And there's
going to
be like at least a week worth of just garbage chat shit that never really sees the day of light.
The day of light.
Yeah, the day of light.
Well, that's the type of shit that you'll get on Patreon. Stuff that maybe isn't going to be in the Super Show, or shit that got cut short in the Super Show.
Or shit that was just too fucking weird for YouTube.
Yeah, there's plenty of that shit.
Plenty.
So we've got all that going on. And like I said, I thought a lot about switching from Twitch to YouTube, but the bottom line is that it works better for us to have this be the bottom of our funnel. If you've ever seen a fucking marketing funnel, you know that the thing that is least effective is at the bottom, or the thing that you want to funnel people through is to the bottom.
Right.
If you're a big enough fan of what we're doing, then you just can't fucking wait until the next episodes come out. You can come to Twitch and watch us produce them live. But that shit's going to disappear as it should, just like we needed to.
One time. Yeah, it's like going to a show. You go to a show, you don't get to record that shit and watch it over and over.
Yeah.
Like,
you got to wait until it comes on TV.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. You want to watch it over and over, you better record that shit.
The check cut.
The check cut. I like that too. I noticed that. I'm very big fans of the check cut. Appreciate it, Night Winds. You can check out the check cut if you just tweet about it enough.
Check cut.
Check cut.
Yeah, you just got to tweet. You tweet Zack Snyder.
Yep.
For $200 on Patreon, I'm trying to see the studio live shit, bros. We're also going to start. We have to remember, but we need to start when we're just fucking around, setting up a phone camera or a camera somewhere and just rolling until we get a fucking cameraman that can follow us around. Because I think we would benefit from behind the scenes content on Instagram.
Oh, maybe that phone I use for my camera when I'm not streaming, I could like empty it. It'd be like 32 gigs of shit. We could just
I mean, we could use the DSLR, but it randomly shuts off on its own.
Yeah, that's the thing. The audio. That's another thing I was thinking. Why aren't we when we do the shit? We should do backup audio just to be safe every single time.
For sure, yeah.
And I'll just use my phone.
That would work, yeah. Because
like, there's no real hum or anything down here.
We're pretty sound safe because those panels. We got the fucking panels that are all foam.
Like, can you guys hear my chair squeaking? I don't think they could, but that would be one thing that would pick up, just because it would be a noise that exists within. Mm-hmm. But still, yeah, we should. That would be a big thing. That would help. Because I don't know about you, that shit stresses me out.
What, the audio
thing? I know that shit stresses you out.
Know
I couldn't believe you didn't react in a very outwardly anger way when I told you. I'm like, hey, man, I think our fucking audio is fucked up last night.
I did, but I contained myself very well.
After I said it,
I'm like, dude, I went through it all. It all, and then finally I was like, no, this is a small problem. This is a minor problem. And when this problem gets fixed, it will no longer be a problem.
Yeah.
Calm the fuck down. Because that was my first thing, was like, oh my God, dude, I'm done shooting live fucking sketches. I'm only going to shoot it and watch the takes. I can't fucking handle this shit anymore. And then I'm like, that is just a gross overreaction.
Yeah, but after I was like, I was like, fuck, I should have like told him or let him figure it out. I don't know if I should have told him that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was going to figure it out.
Yeah, I figured I might as well just get it out of the way. I was going
to figure it out, but yeah, it was like one of those things where the audio was cutting out ever so slightly for no fucking discernible reason.
It's okay.
and that's why, part of the reason why our next goal is the shotgun mic.
Shotgun mic.
Because the way that we have to mic up the rooms is a pain in the ass. The lavalier mics, the little fucking mics like that,
lapel
the lapel mics interfere with each other. So we have had audio problems consistently.
Unrelenting.
Yeah, it's been a serious pain in the ass.
Which sucks, because we were rappers.
Yeah,
the fuck is wrong with us?
Improv night, for example, is rough editing their whole sketches. Yes, the boomstick style one, yeah. There's actually, not that I'm trying to plug you guys to do it, but if you want to see it, it's in the fucking chat. I've got an Amazon whore.
Oh, yeah.
I've got an Amazon whore panel now where it's like, hey, if you like us and you want to suck our dick,
we'll whip it out.
You can buy us a $250 microphone.
Well, it's like that one dude who tried to cut in line of egg slut.
But yeah, right now, everything we make from this channel gets put back into this channel. We're making about roughly like $116 to $130 a month right now, and that covers the internet bill and my Adobe Cloud bill. So as soon as we get a little bit, as soon as we start to get a little bit more traction, we end up having the ability to upgrade more things. We need new cameras. These cameras are shit. We're constantly fucking dealing with camera issues. Look at Chet. Look at him dithering.
Look at me. And it's making me uglier. I'm not even this bad looking.
Yeah. So, and then the microphone things is number one, because microphone problems we can't really fucking deal with. Like, you can't fix microphone problems in post. I need 32 gigabytes of RAM because After Effects is a whole monster. I got a whole computer on my stream from Amazon wishlist. Never underestimate. Goddamn.
How many people did you have to show your
penis?
Yeah,
we're working really hard on the social networking thing, though. Twitter has never been something that I'm good at, and I've been consistent on Twitter. I need to get better on Instagram, but I have been putting a bunch of shit on Instagram. I just don't think about photos and stuff like that.
We need to get a makeup artist to come make us pretty and do a shoot for Instagram.
Yeah, we do.
Like, literally. Do a fashion week.
Yeah, we could. No, let's do like a fucking. We could do like a old school like Kmart photo shoot here.
We could do
And
that.
like hands on the shoulders and shit. Like
We could do that.
Like one of these poses.
Damn it! You should make the camera so that one is like a giant head, and then the other is just. Oh, do you know what? Never mind. This is off topic. Way too off topic.
But anyways, I think it's going to be a lot easier to get the socials rolling after, and it sounds like you want to get everything rolling so that everybody is ready for the first season, and we've got a bunch of viewership for the first season. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that the viewership for the first season is going to be around, like maybe 20 views an episode at the most. But that's going to pick up throughout the course of the year as we network people, because that shit is, like I said, evergreen content. That's always going to be good. It's always relevant. People can always watch it, and it's always going to be funny.
Fuck yeah.
So at the gates, it's not going to help us on YouTube, but having that content to advertise is going to give us more to put on Instagram, more to put on YouTube, more to put on Twitter, so on and so forth. So when it actually fucking gets rolling, I think it's going to be easier to keep the socials going, because right now, like, I'm limited to my own interests in social media, so it's like all I'm fucking interacting with are other streamers who are also trying to get
the
people
trending.
Yeah, it's like I'm either talking to other streamers who are also trying to find viewers.
Yep.
I'm talking to professional wrestling marks, or I'm talking to fucking UFC fans.
Right.
So it's like that's not really the best social media plan, but I'm still figuring Twitter out.
Twitter also is kind of dependent on your actual popularity.
Oh, dude, for sure. We should definitely do that. We should do a Christmas card for subs.
Yes, I completely agree. Send us all your addresses.
Right
now.
That'd be good, actually. Christmas cards for subs would be kind of fun.
Yeah, it'd be super fun. I'd maybe fuck around and throw a little doodle in a couple of them. Make them worth money.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, our Christmas card is going to be an NFT.
Ooh. Yep, it's gonna be. It's an NFT, and we're. Do you know how do you make those?
You don't make them. You mint them.
Are they just PNGs?
You don't. All right, it's fancy.
Are they just like PNG
it's fancy.
files?
You don't make them. You mint them. All right.
What are they? Because like I saw one, it was like NFTs are about to change, and it was just like SpongeBob skeleton. I did not get
them
it.
Non-fungibles.
Fungible.
Fungible. No, it's fungible.
No, it's fungible because you got to funge it.
No, you got to fung it. I fung it up.
I'm pretty sure it's funge it. It's like fungent sound in Seattle.
He said, he's going to send.
Which one is it though? Really?
What?
Fungus or?
I have no idea. I'm just going fungible.
Fungible?
That sounds funnier to me.
Yeah. Well, what was the other thing I was saying wrong? Encephalopathy?
Encephalopathy? Yeah,
what is the encephalopy?
Or something like that.
Encephalopy.
He'll fucking do it. Send us all your addresses and your security codes and the last 4 digits of your social. And I will get you the most amazing shit for Christmas.
Matter of fact, just take a picture of your debit card, both sides, and send it to me. And your address.
All the other things, too. Send it. So that's basically where we're at with pushing things on socials and shit like that. I know that was a little bit more disjointed. We got off track.
That's
like
right,
8
though.
times
So do you
there.
think that's okay? That helps me think better, anyways. Helps me organize what the fuck we just talked about in my brain. Do you think we could make special live items on the YouTube in the meantime? Like have a special broadcast where, like, should I do generic rap videos live on my YouTube channel? That's what I'm asking you, actually.
On your, I don't think that there's any benefit to streaming on YouTube if you're not like deciding to stream on YouTube.
But like for the like if I made generic rap videos how I used to make them, but just set it up to do it live, and then
I would just do it on Twitch.
You think so?
Yeah, I would just do it on Twitch because you want it. Like I said, we want to touch all of the platforms. Then the thing is, Twitch it's in its own little bubble. It's in its own fucking corner. So
is Twitch the thing at the bottom of the marketing funnel?
Yes,
okay.
Twitch is at the bottom because what it is it's like you don't just want to be part of a live studio audience of any show. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not just like, oh, I'm in town, I'll go see fucking Big Bang Theory.
They gave free tickets away to WCW PPV in Canada, and 6,000 people chose not to come for free.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You want people to want to see that show live.
Yeah.
And that is why it's at the bottom of the funnel, because they've already discovered the show. They think it's great. They've seen the other shit, and now they want to see how the sausage is made.
That makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. So, yeah, that does make sense. So, wait, though, I have another question about the funnel then. In the case of like X-Men or Ninja Turtles, something like that, which is kind of off topic, but I'm just curious. What's at the bottom of that funnel? Is it the toys? Or
Yes.
it's the toys?
Yes, it's the merchandising. Because that's what you want. You have to get them in the door with the show or the comic or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you get them, vice versa, the show or the comic, and then they get to the comic or the show, whichever
But the most important thing they want in
is
that
the
situation
merchandise.
is the toys.
Star Wars wasn't the biggest property of all time because it was the biggest movie of all time,
Right.
even though it was a very big movie.
Because otherwise
it was because
Avatar
Star
would-
Wars was the first movie back then to really merchandise. There's one of the first films to have tons of action figures and all kinds of other shit. And the company that produced the films or whatever didn't even realize how much money they were leaving on the table by letting George Lucas keep the rights to all of that shit.
Suckers.
So George didn't make all of his fucking riches off of the Star Wars films. He made it off of the merchandise. Yes.
Yeah, interesting.
Yes.
That's why the X-Men films were like one of the first departures from that, because they didn't make toys for those films.
Nope.
People are like, what the fuck are you doing? You don't have a fucking thing hooked up with Burger King or McDonald's to have glass cups?
And now, obviously, that's the whole fucking thing because it's all in Disney now. So that's
well, it
Disney
always
knows.
was.
Yeah, Disney.
WB started it with Batman merchandising.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that shit's been like that for
Well, yeah, it's always been like that.
Yeah,
That's just a good example of when it peaked. It was when Batman was hoard the fuck out. To
even
the point
if you watch the toys we grew up with or whatever.
Yeah, I do. I love that shit.
Yeah, on Netflix, they talk about all that. Like they'll talk about He-Man and they'll talk about Ninja Turtles, where they're like, we're trying to create something that just goes to a toy. Like we're trying to create a toy that gets.
It does work like that, but a lot of times it's like people just being creative, and these people are approached by marketing people. Like I could market this and make a ton of fucking money if you just give it to me.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying that's where the money is really made. Is
merchandising for sure.
And if you go back and watch those episodes, you see lots of them talk about, it comes from a TV show or it comes from something else. There were a couple that went the reverse order though, like
a couple
My
that
Little,
flip-flopped
My Little. If you watch
through.
the My Little Pony,
yeah, that was
episode,
super good.
Yeah,
that one was
Little,
super good.
Yeah,
I did watch that one.
Yeah, the My Little Pony episode. That's a great example of that.
Because they had some big clunky fucking thing.
Yeah, and not only that, but it became such a big thing as a toy that it turned into a show, and stuff like that. So it's not like it always goes in that order, but it generally goes in that order.
Yeah. Well, Batman, I think with the movies, originally they were at the bottom of that funnel.
The movies were?
Yeah, and then when they saw the merchandising, the second one was like, oh, man, we got to clean this shit up because we're going to do...
I feel like that's a little bit different because it's so old. Like the show came, the Adam West show was way, but by that time I feel like Batman was already pretty well ingrained in pop culture before he had his movies. So it's like probably was seen as the bottom of the funnel for Batman because Batman was already well established. So they thought the movie was the bottom of the funnel.
Toys for Batman like that back then? I don't know how. I know how stuff worked in the 90s. That's all predicated on how Batman did.
Yeah. I'd have to. They probably did. They probably had toys.
There was
Superman and Batman.
There
toys
was
and
little
stuff.
Michael Keaton Batman toys. I do remember those.
Yeah, for sure. I remember those. I was just saying from they probably had them by that point. They had the Adam West Batman. They probably had toys for.
Do you think so?
I mean I don't know for sure.
Someone look that up and just let us know. We're just curious.
Making me miss Mighty Max. Yeah.
What's Mighty
Google
Max?
it. What's Mighty Max? Mighty Max.
Is that a mouse?
No, that sounds like a show.
Yeah, wasn't it a mouse?
No, that's
I have
Mighty
shit
Mouse.
reception down here. Mighty Mouse is I like Mighty Mouse. Trading cards?
Trading cards. See, it was like Boys Polly Pocket. I remember that. Yeah, they were these little fucking. Yeah, I had some Mighty Max shit.
Are those
Mighty
like
Max
you stick them to the bathroom, the wall in the bathroom?
No, it's like Polly Pocket. No, that's a pocket. That's a different pocket.
Okay.
No, it was like I remember McDonald's having split toy meals where the boys got Mighty Max and the girls got Polly Pocket.
Oh.
So it was one of those type of deals.
Interesting. I mean, I kind of remember that, but I don't really remember that.
They were just Micro Machine people.
I definitely don't fucking remember that.
Micro Machines were the shit.
I don't even know. I just thought you were using...
No, Micro Machines were just fucking tiny fucking Matchbox cars, like even smaller. Like
oh, yeah.
Like the little tiny
I guess
ones.
I knew these things. I didn't know the names of these things.
I loved Micro Machines mostly because, and again, this is another interesting funnel thing, because Micro Machines toys were the start of it, but I really fell in love with the Micro Machines video games. because it was like a video game for like Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo where the cars are so small that the racetracks are like a classroom or like a bathroom.
Oh, interesting.
And yeah, and like the tracks were like lined by pencils and erasers and like
That's
different
tight.
cool shit like that.
Are you gonna play that fucking Hot
Batman
Wheels game?
figurines popped onto the scene in the mid '60s. I
Oh
probably
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's Adam
which
West.
would have been around Adam West. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was it was a little thing you would open up. Yeah, part of you it would be like a tiny little fucking shell that would be like the Max logo, and then you would open it up and there's a little whole world in there for him to play in because he's a little tiny dude.
I'll have to see a photo. I'm sure it'll bring it back, but it's not doing. My brain's not helping me out.
You remember Polly Pocket though?
No.
Damn. You know what? I should also clarify that I'm much more likely to know a lot of this shit because I worked at Toys R Us for half a decade.
And should say that I would usually always in my own world, so the things I like are what I like, and I have no idea what's going on outside of it. I don't know why I've always been like that. I like certain things, but then things that happened in pop culture during my life, I don't have any.
Yeah, I missed the R Zone. What was I looking up? Mighty Max. It was an animated series. I wonder if it started as an animated series.
I can kind of see the art style. I remember it.
No, Toyline was first.
It looks like some Disney shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember those. Wow, those were Mighty Max. Okay, cool. Yeah, those were cool as fuck.
Yeah, dude, I missed the R Zone at Toys R Us. I remember Mom always used to drop shit on me like when we were there, so I was never expecting it. She was really good at that.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at fucking Dreamcast games. And specifically, I was looking at Phantasy Star Online, and I was like a huge Phantasy Star fan as an RPG. And I was like, man, I wish I had a Sega Dreamcast. And then I look over, and Mom's got one in the cart, and I'm like, hell no! It's happening!
So wait, it was an online game for the Dreamcast?
Yes, Dreamcast was so far ahead of its time that Dreamcast.
I remember it had an Ethernet port.
Yes, and this was one of the first games to take advantage.
Cool!
Of it.
I didn't fucking know that. I think they made those same type of things, but with X-Men toys. Bro.
Phantasy Star was super awesome. It wasn't my first RPG. I think that it's tough. I think that my first RPG might have been Chrono Trigger, and then afterwards I ended up going back because we had a Sega Master System, and I played Phantasy Star 1 and 2 for the original Sega system. But yeah, Dreamcast was so fucking far. Yeah, Dreamcast was so far ahead of its time that it basically failed just because people couldn't fathom it.
Yeah,
it's just people. Online games weren't there yet. Not all the way.
I think they played. I think you could play fucking 2K online on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, and one of the other things that was really, really hurting them was pirating. They had no anti-pirating. Yeah, they had no anti-pirating. You could just fucking burn any game on a regular ass disc.
That was how I had Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi was the first game
that shit was lit.
Crazy Taxi was the first game that I can think of all the way back where I was like, that was when I realized the difference between 60 FPS and 30 FPS. When I was like, why is Crazy Taxi and Virtua Fighter so much smoother than everything?
Virtua Fighter, fuck.
Yeah, it was like so much smoother than everything. And it's because it was in 60 FPS. And I was like, I didn't know that's what it was at the time. But as a kid, that was me realizing like there's something different about Crazy Taxi than other games I've seen.
Right.
It's so smooth.
Yeah, you played the arcade version way back in the day. It looked just like that shit.
Yeah, it did. Resident Evil Code Veronica. I never ended up actually playing that while it was on Dreamcast. Yeah. But I was a big Resident Evil fan. Resident Evil was the first game I saw on the PlayStation played in front of me, and it was my first experience with enjoying horror.
I didn't enjoy that shit. It scared the fuck. Like my homies all loved it. I was like, I'm good. Call me when you play Sonic or Marvel vs. Capcom.
Scary shit always fucking scared the hell out of me. Scary movies. I was not down for that shit when I was young.
I like those. The game I didn't fuck with Resident Evil. It just literally scared me.
The first time I saw Resident Evil played was the first time that I saw something scary that I could not take my eyes off of. That as much as I didn't want to know what happened next, I have to know what happens next.
The car crash factor kind
of. Yes. It was like the first thing where I was like, I don't like this. This is making me uncomfortable, but what's going to happen? Like, I can't turn away.
Right.
Whereas usually, like, I remember a fucking formative fucking memory for me was me, like, peeking around the corner when my mom thought she was asleep and she was watching the movie Congo. And they throw a dude's eyeball with the fucking
the detachable thing.
Yeah, with all the shit still attached, and it just hits there, and it was the grossest thing. And my ass was like, nope, going to bed. Like, nope, I can't fucking do this shit. It terrified the fuck out of me, seeing that eyeball with the tendon still attached to it.
Yeah.
And I could
I think
not
it's called
do
an
scary
optic
shit.
cord.
The optic cord?
So it's got a weird word like that.
Yeah, I after that, I was like, nope, no scary shit. I literally, from the time I saw Congo till the time I saw Resident Evil, I was like, nothing scary for me, nothing.
I liked horror movies, but I don't know how old I was. And I remember watching The Shining with my babysitter, and they covered my eyes when the lady was in the tub. And then I finally saw it like later, and it literally scared me, and I didn't watch horror movies for a long time.
I remember watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, and my aunt covered my eyes when the dude hit Meatball with the fucking axe or something like that as he pulled off on a motorcycle. I haven't seen that movie in long enough to not know if that's the right scene, if I'm recalling that from memory, but
I should watch that.
I remember my aunt fucking covered my eyes. And then immediately when that scene was over, my uncle was like, "Gotta see it again, replay." Thanks, Uncle Jerry. Uncle Jerry's the shit.
Dude, see if they have X-Men versions of those. Just
X-Men?
type in Mighty Men and then X-Men. Because I swear I had one. It was
It was one of those things where everything had something like
yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah, it was the style of the time.
I swear I had like a Genosha in a box.
Genosha in a box. Nightmare on Elm Street around the same time by the babysitter and just kind of rolled with it since. That's legit.
Oh, I had that toy box in the corner was my shit. Professor X in the wheelchair was the fucking bomb.
Was it this one? I don't know. You can't open it up and see.
Honestly, I feel like it might have even came from McDonald's.
It's like 4 or something stupid, right? And I was overprotective of my kid. Unfortunately, my son decided to move with his mom, so he's living in South Carolina. The first time that he's lived away from me his whole life. And it's like I got to get accustomed to a different parenting style because he's like, "Dad, I saw Rambo and it was awesome." And I'm like, "Oh, word? Rambo 1? That's sweet." He's like, "No, Rambo from 2008." And I was like, "Jesus Christ! What the fuck? People's heads are exploding and shit."
Oh, I don't know.
Like, dude, if you haven't seen Rambo 2008, it is one of the most brutally violent movies ever.
Interesting.
So I was like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck are they letting him do out there? And then I'm like, oh, wow, that's real cool, buddy. That's awesome. That's a good one.
I tried to watch Spawn with Christian. He was like not too long ago. He couldn't do it. It fucked him up.
Yeah?
Like if Spawn.
That's crazy.
Remember how shitty Spawn
Spawn is really bad. I guess
really bad.
Spawn is really bad. I know that they're redoing it. It would be nice to get a real legit rated R Spawn.
Michael Jai White should definitely come back too.
Maybe.
He's good. He's been in lots of shit recently. He's been solid.
He can do lots of shit, but I don't know if he can hit the same emotional tones that you could get from another actor that might be unknown. Especially.
No, you're right. He was good in that Zack Snyder movie, but he was really one-dimensional.
Yeah, I think that you can, and I think that Spawn's a very emotional story, and you can get some good.
What's Spawn's real name?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Really?
Yeah.
Al Simmons.
Al Simmons. I knew
because he named him after somebody, and the dude was pissed. Like you named Al, like Todd McFarlane worked with someone named Al Simmons.
What's that?
And so like
I was gonna say Farouk.
He named Ron Simmons. Yeah, that'd be tight if Farouk played Spawn though, and then the Spawn mask came off.
Reboot coming. I thought I heard about
Jamie
that.
Foxx, isn't it?
Jamie Foxx is like so hit or miss. Jamie Foxx can absolutely pull it off, but if he decides to phone it in.
Todd McFarlane's pretty hit or miss too. It's a match made in heaven.
I really only saw the show more so than the comic. You know,
show was good as fuck.
Yeah,
though.
The show was super good. Yeah,
the movie was good. I went and saw the movie the first day it came out, and I remember
I had mom rent the movie. I love the movie for sure.
I own it, but it looks like shit.
Yeah, it did not age well.
John Leguizamo knocked it out the park.
Yes, he did.
He was
but
really
John
good.
Leguizamo, I'm a total Leguizamo stan. Like, there's not like. Mom, the first comedy special I ever saw was John Leguizamo's stand-up special on HBO, and I was so like I think we had a room at the Holodome, like it was some cool shit that we were doing, and Mom wanted to watch. Yes, and Mom wanted to watch the John Leguizamo special like as a family, and I remember thinking like, how is this so, like how am I laughing so hard at just a guy with a microphone? Like I couldn't.
That was your first real one like that?
I couldn't.
Interesting.
I couldn't wrap my head around how just a man talking was so funny to me, and that was John Leguizamo the first time.
How old were you?
Let's see when it came out, because that'll.
So have you ever seen like any Richard Pryor stand up?
Not at that point, no. I have now,
No?
but
Okay.
I hadn't at the time.
He was in Superman and a bunch of other movies I liked when I was a kid, so we would like listen to Richard Pryor.
98?
Wow, you were older then. Okay.
Yeah. 98. I was like 11 years old.
That's a super fucking popular stand-up show, though.
Freak?
Like him, yeah. That one did really fucking good.
He's one of those dudes that's got all the energy on stage too. He's jumping around. He's very active.
Yeah.
So for a kid, that's easy to cue in.
Yeah,
on.
no doubt.
But yeah, John Leguizamo was for sure the first stand-up comedian I saw do a stand-up that I was like, this is awesome. This is great.
Yeah, he's fucking
So I loved
awesome.
him, and I had already known him. I think that's probably how Mom pitched him. It was like, it's Luigi.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Mom probably pitched him as it's Luigi. I wonder if he was in anything else I had seen up to that point.
And you were like 10,
I would have been 11. Probably.
11. That's like
10,
the
11
perfect
years old.
age to fucking convince your kids to watch something by lying to them, or by like coercing them into it by
Right?
some
Yeah,
other
yeah,
connection.
Yeah, it would have just been. That would have probably been the only thing I'd seen him in at that point.
When
was
did you
in some
see
other
Tu
good
Wong
shit.
Fu?
Huh?
Did you ever see Tu Wong Fu?
I don't think so.
It's him, Wesley Snipes, and Patrick Swayze.
Oh no, yeah, I know which one that is.
Really
but no, I did
fucking
not
good
see that.
movie.
I didn't see that one. For sure. See, he was already a good dramatic actor
Yep.
at that point too. When Benny Blanco was such a great character in Carlito's Way, but I didn't know about that. He was great in fucking Romeo and Juliet too.
He was a terrorist in Die Hard 2.
Yeah, but just like
For a second?
Yeah,
That's
just for a
fucking
second.
that's awesome.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I think that might have been. You're doing well if you got to have a second Wikipedia page for your filmography. Yeah, that for sure was the only thing I had seen him in at that point.
I didn't know he was in Carlito's
No,
Way.
Spawn. I
didn't know he
probably
was
seen
Benny
Spawn at
Blanco.
that point too. So I probably saw Spawn, and
Oh, and Romeo and Juliet. You had to have seen that.
I hadn't. Yeah, I didn't see that until high school.
Maybe I didn't either.
I didn't until high school, and I wasn't interested in watching it until I found out they retained the original dialogue. When I found out that, I was like, well, I don't want to see a Romeo and Juliet modernized story.
Is
when I
Leo
found
in
out,
that?
Yeah, that's Leo and Kate not Kate Winslet.
Blanchett.
Yeah, no,
Rose.
no.
I don't fucking know.
It's another. I feel like it's a Kate. I feel like there's a Kate.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes. Yep, Claire Danes. Yeah,
You're
that
close.
one. I wasn't. Yeah, super. It's the same.
Yeah. There's an A in there.
Yeah, it's there. There's an E at the end.
Yep.
Yeah, that was I didn't actually care to see that movie until I found out they retained the Shakespearean dialogue and then just put it in modern Venice Beach. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I'll check it out. And I was like, oh, this shit is tight. But I was into Shakespeare at the time also.
I feel like there was like a pressure from kids to watch that. They were like, "You haven't seen this yet?" So I think I did see it when I was like 10.
I was always anti heartthrob, anti boy band. Like
I
I
was
was
like
that
Leo.
kind of kid. So I was like, like my brother had fucking frosted tips and shit like that.
I
And
had
was like
frosted tips.
I was the antithesis of that, basically.
I was that too at one point, but I definitely had frosted tips.
Yeah, no, I was
Wait,
like,
click on. Just,
well, it was.
You're
Damn,
good.
you had frosted tips.
Oh yeah, dude! Like
Were
it
you-
fucking went down this way. It
My
would
brother
lay
was
down.
actually like listening to
And then went
NSYNC and the
up.
Backstreet
I didn't
Boys
listen to
actively
NSYNC,
though.
though.
That's what I'm saying. Like he didn't just have frosted tips.
No,
He was trying to be a boy band character for sure.
sounds awful.
Yeah, but at that point I was already, like I said, you know how I mean when I met you, it was really like, this rap sucks and that rap is good. So I was far more opinionated even 8 years ago than I
Right.
am now.
I forgot about that, to be honest. You
Yeah.
were kind of like, no, that shit sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? All right, fuck
yeah,
it, man.
yeah. No, I liked what I liked, and if I didn't like it, it sucks, and that's just
Oh,
not
we
how.
were all like, that was like that too. I can't lie. I was just like that. I was
Yeah.
like, no, I don't like it, so I don't like it. And it
Now
sucks.
I'm like, not well. Once I realized, like, oh damn, I'm an old man. It totally went away.
Yeah.
Once I realized, like, oh, I'm just hating on young kid shit. This isn't for me. This isn't made for me. It's
I
not
still like-
whack.
I
It's
like the
not.
young
I'm not
kid
the
shit.
target market. You know.
I'm not the target market, but I'm like, I'm cool. I'm hip.
Yeah, I don't really. Every once in a while, it's all like I said. Like we had this conversation one time where you're like, no, you're trying to explain to me why something's good, and I'm like, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just my ear hears something and it either likes it or it doesn't, and you're like,
Personal
oh,
taste.
okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because
personal
like I've
taste.
heard however many modern rappers, and I have not fucked with it. And then the first time I heard Stats from Baby Keem, I was like, yo. who the fuck is this dude? It was in a skate video. I was like, this dude is fucking tight.
Yeah, Keem is tight.
And then now he's blowing up way more, since fucking that shit with Kendrick came out in his
Top
new
of the
album.
morning.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I was like, something about his voice, his beat selection, and his voice. The fact that he's like me in the sense that he doesn't like beats that stay as one beat. He likes beats that switch around completely.
And they're kind of like, they got like a grittiness to him. I don't know how to explain his beats, but there's like a sonic quality to him that separates them from other things.
Yeah, but that was one of those things where it's like, I didn't choose to like a new rapper. I just heard that shit and was like, that's tight.
That's usually how I stumble upon shit, but my taste is just my taste.
Yeah,
like exactly what you said. My ears just, I'd be hearing shit and be like, I like it.
Yeah, it's like I like it or I don't. But once you get that in your head, once you realize that this shit is all very much just opinions, you can have. There are musical opinions you can have on the skill level of somebody, but you can't have an opinion on whether or not that's good or bad. Like you can have an opinion on it, but there's no definition of that. You can know that dude clearly is one of the best guitarists in the world and still not like him, but by the way he's playing that fucking thing, he's one of the best.
You can know Russell Westbrook is one of the best NBA players, but hate the way he fucking plays the game.
Exactly.
But no, it still will result in wins and overall success.
I've yet to see if it's.
He'll get there. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
well,
but I don't like the way that fucker plays.
Now, overall success, I've yet to see fully with him because he tends to just bounce around because nobody.
Triple double. Once he lets back, he's just got fucking problems. He's too much like I gotta have my triple doubles.
He's too alpha. Yeah, he's too alpha. Really.
Fucking relax.
Yeah, he's too alpha brain. Old or new doesn't matter much. Voice and unique flow always catch attention. Yeah, that's probably what caught me about Keem was the beat selection and his voice. His voice.
Most of the new rappers I like they have cool voices.
Yeah, that's the one thing. There's more, but again, you can listen to a new rapper and be like, he is not as lyrically complex as what I used to listen to. The writing that he is doing probably takes him way less time than it took.
And less thought, but at the same time, it's just a different.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, you can know that, but you don't have to put everything on the skill level.
Yeah, for sure. And once you get away from it, it's a lot easier to enjoy shit.
That's why you listen to people that listen to fucking, what is it, like the technical metal shit or whatever, fucking
math rock.
Yeah, math rock. That they're like, but listen to the way that he's doing the fucking shit. And you're like,
Rush can be tight, and I don't need to know it's fucking math rock. You know what I mean? Rush is tight. I don't give a fuck that it's math rock.
Yeah,
just do it tight. That's all that fucking matters. So
it's like you get to a point where virtuosity isn't worth a shit.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't a good movie when it came out.
No.
It was. I know.
No,
Virtuosity, and there was another one that was really good. That
I
was similar.
Young enough, and I was still into the UFC big enough at
Russell
the time
Crowe?
that when Virtuosity came out, I was like, UFC fighters, because they run through a cage and a UFC match is going on, and during the ending chase of the movie, and I was freaking out.
Wait, is Virtuosity? It's Russell Crowe and Denzel, right?
I don't know if it's Russell Crowe, but I know it's Denzel. I don't remember who the bad guy was.
Isn't it Russell Crowe? Yeah, you'd have better luck. My shit's slow. I thought it was like one of Russell Crowe's first movies.
It's Russell Crowe.
Yeah. But then there was another movie with Wesley Snipes around this same time.
The first movie that I saw, the earliest movie I've seen of Russell Crowe's, I think, is The Quick and the Dead.
I never heard of that. Do you remember the Wesley Snipes movie that was kind of like that?
Yeah, The Quick and the Dead was the same year.
Interesting.
It was a Western by Sam Raimi, so it's tight. It's got Sam Raimi's style. It's got Gene Hackman. It's got little boy Leonardo DiCaprio. It's got young Leonardo DiCaprio playing a gunslinging kid. Like it's not. I don't like spaghetti westerns so much. Like my grandpa I grew up with westerns.
Spaghetti westerns are like what they were based on.
The spaghetti westerns are like Clint Eastwood westerns and shit from back in the day. I grew up with those in my house, and I didn't care for them because my grandpa, it was all he fucking watched. But some
Gary
modern
Sinise is in that shit too.
Gary. That cast is nuts. Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe, Gary Sinise, Leonardo DiCaprio. And it's directed by Sam Raimi.
Never really liked Sam Raimi.
Gene Hackman. I loved. It's.
But I didn't like it when I was a kid.
I didn't like.
I would wonder how I would feel about it now because I was just kind of product of the things around me and their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I didn't fuck with it.
Sam Raimi's got a very distinct visual style.
Yeah, if they're like, and I don't like the way a lot of, like, there's things I don't like that he does.
I think that's why I don't like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies is because it feels like the studio sapped him of his trademark style in those movies. They don't feel like Sam
They're
Raimi
not.
movies.
Yeah, you're definitely right. They don't go all the way through like a Sam Raimi movie. There's shots though where it's just like he liked composite imagery in a lot of his films. So like a lot of the Walking Dead, Evil Dead, long like shots of distance.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell were just created in a studio.
And well, he does lots of those shots too, where it does the super, like it zooms in from super far all the way up.
It drives me
I
fucking
love
nuts.
that shit.
It looks good when he does it with good lighting. In Spider-Man, it's pulled off well, and it's like, wow, that is what it could have looked like.
Mm-hmm. I love that shit. I love the Evil Dead movies though.
I like them. I do like them, but there's just certain things about how they're made that, like, there's even in Monty Python, which is not connected whatsoever, just visually speaking. There are things they did that pissed me off.
I was a kid, and my babysitter put on Army of Darkness, and I thought it was the coolest fucking shit.
You know, Big J didn't know those existed.
What, the original?
Yeah.
Evil Dead movies?
I was like, "There's a dude with a chainsaw on his arm." He's like, "No, there's not." I'm like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck are you
dude.
talking about?" There definitely is, bro.
Yeah, dude, that movie, the new Evil Dead, the remake, very, very well done, though. If you like horror movies, if you like gory horror movies particularly, that newest Evil... I really don't like remakes
They
either.
had a talking book in the first couple, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
so
shit was scary
it's all
as
based
shit.
on the book, you know, like the
Necronomicon?
yeah. This is and
Shit was scary.
yeah. The new one, like I said, I really don't like remakes. I find them, especially if you're remaking something from like the '60s or the '70s, where you can improve a lot of the quality of the film
Such
itself
as?
in visual sense. I can't think of one off the top
Like
of my
the one Jeff Bridges did, True Grit, something like that.
Yes, exactly. That, you know, like if it's been long enough to warrant a new vision, then that's fine. But if it's just like, hey, this was popular 20 years ago, 30 years ago, let's crank it back out for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different. So
Nostalgia makes money.
Yeah, tons of money. But that's when I saw the Evil Dead remake and I saw that it was getting reviewed relatively well, because I'm a sucker for decent reviews. I'm also I'm one of the, I can look at the reviews and pick out whether or not it's a good movie for me from reading reviews. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people that agrees with critics most of the time. So it's like I can look at movie reviews and see like what he doesn't like about it is not going to bother me. What he likes about it, that's not my thing either. So like I can still read a movie review and figure out whether or not I'm going to like the movie.
Makes sense. I mean, that should be the ultimate goal of a reviewer and a critic.
It's the same thing for video games. Specifically, it's a little bit better with video games, because with video games, they'll be saying shit like, oh, like this part isn't cool, this part isn't cool. And it's like, well, that kind of sounds cool to me. You know, like, you know, like a lot of that is subjective. And, you know, like, for example, I think the best example of recently is fucking that Deathloop game that came out.
Yeah.
Is getting insane reviews all over the place.
I swear
like
it came out a long time ago.
No,
didn't
that's
it?
like just like a month ago.
So they've just been hyping it up for that long, though.
Yeah. But it's gotten great reviews, 10s out of 10s, and I look at it and I'm like, it looks good, but what the fuck is this 10 out of 10? Like, why is it so revered? I can see this is Dishonored. It's essentially Dishonored as a roguelike, which is when you die, you lose everything. You keep.
Oh, yeah.
But the more you go in, you know, they did the same thing. The same creators made a game called Prey, which is excellent. And
I think I remember a little bit about
recently,
Prey.
And they did a DLC called Moon Crash, which is essentially them testing the concept for Deathloop.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, so Deathloop is a combination of Prey, Moon Crash, and Dishonored 2, which is a good game, but I look at it and I'm like, these are all the same powers from Dishonored 2. Like, it looks like Dishonored 2 with a different thing. It looks like a good game. Looks like a solid 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10, but holy shit, people are acting like it's the best game of the year.
Have they had it? Well, obviously they've had stuff like that.
Yeah, but I watched a couple of different reviewers, and I'm like, okay, he's overselling this, and then you get other people that are like, he's right in the middle. You know, it's right in the middle. Prey is a great game, though. That one is underrated for sure.
Is it like you just get together with a couple friends and you kneel down and put your hands together and just ask the Lord for everything you need?
No, that's Postal.
Okay. All right.
That's Postal. That's Grand Theft Auto, actually.
That is?
Yeah.
All right. That's not how I pray, but hey.
But yeah, you get a lot of shit that like you can't really trust reviewers on in general.
I just avoid reviews because I like to go in things because they taint how I feel and my perception of things. Whereas
I like to know whether or not I'm going to be wasting my time. And I like to know whether, you know, because if I read the review and at first I'm not feeling it, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, but I can, but it probably picks up. And there's been a lot of times where I've wanted to quit a game and I've been like, but it's gotten such good reviews. And eventually I realized like, oh, this shit is really good, and I've kept playing it because I'm like
spoiler alerts instead of reviews. You know what I mean? Like I like reviews, but just tell me something that happens in the game so I don't have to play it. And then I will decide, that sounds cool.
Oh, yeah, it's the opposite
like
for
that's
me.
how,
the second I hear a spoiler,
you don't
I'm
like
not playing that
spoilers?
game.
Even for movies?
No, not at all. I hate spoilers.
See, I just have a shit memory, so it's like, that sounds cool, I will play it, and that's all I remember from a spoiler.
No, if I hear a spoiler, the chances that I'm watching that movie or playing that game have gone by like I'll get to it eventually.
Damn.
That's why it took me so long to watch any of the new Star Wars trilogy, because right away, spoiler alert, right away I found out Han Solo died in the first one, which was supposed to be like the big reveal. Once I heard that, I was like,
I just was,
Yeah, I know your opinion on Star Wars. We're not here
No,
for
it's
that.
not that I hate it. I just, man, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm either going to like something or not. And I don't really, I don't know. A lot of times reviews just don't matter.
If I know, then if I know, there's no point in watching it. Like, if I know how the movie's going to end, why the fuck am I watching the movie? I don't care about the journey.
I just don't ever remember spoilers.
Oh,
So it's like, hey, tell me the spoiler, and then I'm like, that sounds tight.
No,
and then I go watch the movie, and I'm like, when the thing happens, I'm like, oh, they did tell me that was going to happen.
I'll look up spoilers if I know that I don't want to watch it, but I want to know what happened. I looked up the spoilers for the mid-credit scene, for example, for Venom 2, knowing I'm never going to fucking watch Venom 1 or
What
Venom
happens?
2.
Tell me what happens.
They connected him in Spider-Man's universes.
Because he's in a hotel room, and then it turns into a different hotel room, and then there's like, he's watching TV, and then they see Spider-Man, and Venom's like, I want to eat him!
I don't know about any of that. I just know that I read it and was like, oh, okay, so he's in Spider-Man sometime.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I should look up the spoilers for that.
Spoiler alert. But, I mean, if you really wanted to watch Tom Hardy as Venom again, dude, fucking, you deserve to have that spoiled.
Have at it.
Once I read that they made it like a buddy comedy, too, like it's super, like, lighthearted.
Yeah, it's all
like,
lighthearted now and shit.
God,
Once I
dude.
saw him in the fucking glow sticks, I was like, what the fuck is
I
going
was like,
on?
you know what? I don't want to see Carnage if he's not rated R ripping through people.
Marvel was probably like, lighten that shit up and he can be in Spidey.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened.
Circus.
It's a bummer too, because that was, again, I'm glad I read the reviews.
I would still go see it though.
I
like Tom Hardy. I'm
But
one of those people who
that's because I
like.
loved Carnage, and I loved the casting of Carnage. Woody Harrelson, I thought, made a good Carnage. And then when you're like, oh, it's all lighthearted and shit, it's like, that should be dark and violent.
Yep. Like really violent
Mm-hmm.
and really brutal, and like it should end on a very sour note.
Yes, yeah. And I'm unfortunately the type of fucking pessimist that loves those movies.
Well, with Venom, that's Venom's whole appeal. He's dark. He's kind of evil. Like
Yes.
shit ain't gonna be pretty when it's all over.
No,
with.
but that's once I saw the fucking extended preview for the first Venom movie where he's talking about turds in the wind as Venom, I was like, no, I'm good.
Nope. Time to cancel it. Let's get Agent Venom. You ever read any Agent Venom? That shit was so tight. They gave.
I didn't know they had Asian Venom.
Flash Thompson he joins the war and shit, gets his knees blown off, and then gets into this secret government program where they use the symbiote to repair soldiers, and then he becomes like an ultimate soldier, and he's just like, no, I'm gonna take this fucking suit, beat it, because you guys are just using it. And then it's like, I'm coming back. Where's Eddie? Who are you? I'm becoming sentient. Shit was tight.
It gets the hose as Agent Venom was top notch. You know what I've been fucking terrified of? As much as I love the new Suicide Squad, as much as I love Guardians of the Galaxy, I wake up at night in a cold sweat thinking about the X-Men movies directed by James Gunn.
I don't think he's going to do it.
I don't either, but if that happens, I'm going to fucking be bummed. I love the movies that he makes, but I couldn't help but feeling when I watched Suicide Squad, like, this is such a formulaic movie. I'm enjoying it, but this is
Did you like Guardians too?
I'm going to say no because I didn't watch it twice. I mean, I liked it enough. I enjoyed watching it, but it wasn't one of those movies. Guardians 1 I watched more than one time.
Good. That one's good.
Yeah, Guardians 1 I watched more than one time. Guardians 2, maybe I did watch more than once, but it's just because I like Kurt Russell.
And he was good in that too.
Yeah,
actually.
Kurt
that
Russell
was like the best parts of that film. But I get it. So he does the whole thing like, I'm going to tear at your heart. Then we're going to do some action shit, and everything's going to have crazy significance.
And it's going to be funny. Yep. And, that... Like I said, like Suicide Squad, the second one was really, really good, but it did feel just like Guardians of the Galaxy with a DC skin.
Yep.
You know, it felt exactly like that.
Which is a very comic book thing to do, to be honest.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But at the same time, it's not what the industry needs right now. Where everybody's kind of like, is this about to die? So maybe that's not the best thing to do.
I wonder when that bubble's going to pop, or if it's going to pop, because I've been wondering if the Call of Duty bubble was going to pop for a long time, and it hasn't.
I've been wondering how the fuck people watch Fast and the Furious movies for
a
long time.
Who's watching these fucking Fast and the Furious
Someone's watching
movies?
a fuck ton of them. And people are into, like, I get it, though. I guess I wrote them
DC
off.
skin and more blood. Okay, and admittedly, that is what really sold me on it. Like,
that's what DC
if you're going to make a
is.
rated R superhero movie,
Marvel
I'm
with
almost
blood.
always going to watch it.
DC's just Marvel with blood.
I'm such a fucking stan for extreme violence. That's why I like that's why I liked Invincible so much.
Invincible's fire. Hopefully Deadpool is that violent if they're giving it an R rating.
Hopefully the Invincible, they're working on a movie that's separate from the cartoon.
Invincible?
Yes.
With Seth Rogen involved?
I don't know. I'm not sure if he's involved, but I know that they're doing a movie and it's not supposed to tie in with the cartoon in any way, shape, or form.
Interesting. So okay, cool.
But that's my I like Watchmen, you know, even though it wasn't like perfect or anything like that compared to but it made me read the fucking comic afterwards.
Comic's
and I
pretty
liked
good,
the
but
comic.
that comic is just he's so fucking just stupid.
Dude,
so pessimistic, it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it is.
It is. Well, that's fucking Alan. He's always.
I know.
Yeah. But same thing. Sin City was another one until they actually let Frank Miller direct, and they realized he can't do that shit.
Oh man,
he's really bad at that.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, Sin City was another one that I was like, oh, it got me into the comic. But it's like I need to see that shit, and it needs to be brutal for me to want to read. Like I need to know. That's the thing is, you get this terrible preconceived notion that comics are for kids. When you didn't grow up at the comic book store, you don't know.
Right.
Because
because there's adults at a comic book shop. They run the place.
Yeah, but you don't have the perception that until the movies come out, because if your exposure to comic books is just the cartoons and the movies, you think it's all for kids. So it wasn't until I saw shit like Sin City and and shit like that I realized like, oh, I got to do another kickflip. Hell yeah. But yeah, you didn't get the idea. You didn't get the idea that that shit was for adults until you saw that it was you saw that there was shit for adults.
Where does that marketing funnel look? How does that look now? What's at the bottom of that marketing funnel now with comic books?
The comic book?
It got to be the comic book, right?
Yeah, the comic book is for sure at the bottom of the marketing funnel now. Like I've been watching the Why the Last Man TV show, and it's got me wanting to read the comic book, even though I feel like the comic book is for sure going to be dated. It's going to feel real dated, most likely.
I've never even heard of it.
Just because of Why the Last Man. It's about the fucking everybody with a Y chromosome or whatever.
What is a Y chromosome?
Over. There's an X. Whichever one the dudes have. All the men in the world die but one guy.
Oh.
That's why I feel like they're exploring a lot with it now that feels modern. I feel like, there's probably going to be some real antiquated views of feminism in that.
Yeah.
Like it's probably going to... I don't know if it's going to feel like it's aged as well because of how much it feels like they've changed to modernize the show that I'm watching.
Interesting.
But it has me wanting to check it out.
You ever check out Tank Girl? All right, so here we are, doing a kickflip.
Tank Girl. Oh, I had a crush on Lori Petty for so long.
I didn't even know it was a movie. I just thought it was a comic. All right, here we go. Kickflip going up. Nothing really happens there, I don't know if it was...
I need to put socks on.
I think it was a lack of socks that caused that, but here we go with another one. Damn, nailed it. Second try, motherfucker. Suck our butts.
Thank you. It gets the hose again for the $250. But Tank Girl, you didn't know that was a movie?
I did know, but I knew it was a comic book prior to, and then my cousin was like, that's a movie. They made that a movie. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I had the hugest crush on Lori Petty when I was a kid.
I don't know what her name is, but I've seen the girl that's in Tank Girl.
She played Tank Girl, and she was in all kinds of... She was the girl of the 90s for a while there.
What's she look like?
She was in... I remember... I'm a huge fan of Point Break, so...
I've only know that movie because it's referenced in Avengers 1. You got a nice swing, Point Break.
Also...
Oh, yeah, okay, A League of Our Own. Yeah. Will you
yeah.
click that one where she looks kind of old and like Mrs. Doubtfire?
What, this one?
Yeah. What's this from?
This is from Orange is the New Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I've seen A League of Our Own.
Yeah, but see, there's Tank Girl.
Definitely. Yeah, I see the Gwen Stefani-ness in it.
But Tank Girl, I think after Tank Girl tanked so hard that she was like, I'm done with this shit. That's what I love about Hollywood is like you make enough money that because I'm definitely one of those people that changes my mind a lot. I get into new things and new pursuits and stuff like that. And you see so many people pop up in Hollywood. You're like, damn, they just quietly decided I got enough money. Like I was watching fucking Celebrity Family Feud today, and Vivica A. Fox was on there. And I was like, damn, what happened to her?
Yeah, I haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah, she just disappeared. The last shit I
She's,
remember
like,
was
dating
Kill Bill.
50. Last shit I remember, she was dating 50 Cent.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. That too.
I don't know if I've seen Kill Bills all the way through either. I know I've seen like one of them.
The second one, I remember not
is it 3?
caring. There's 2. I remember not caring for the second one. I remember thinking the first one is cool until you realize that there's actually much better movies of the type that are Japanese.
Oh, well, yeah.
You know, that you realize like when you realize what he was nodding to, the types of films he was nodding to. When I started to get into Japanese cinema, it was like I didn't care for Kill Bill anymore.
Speaking of Japan, what are your thoughts on Kenta Kobashi? I just randomly he did this move called the Burning Hammer.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say why don't.
So I looked up his matches last night. They're brutal. But they're fucking good.
Japanese matches were always brutal. And
dude,
that that move. You know the only reason we didn't know about that move is because it's illegal in
illegal
WWE.
as fuck. It's illegal. Like people who do it here in the States don't even do the same version he did.
Yeah, because he did it at such a ridiculous
angle. Because he's just dropping
angle.
people on their fucking head.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I saw, but still, they're doing it in brutal ways. For sure, Thunder Rosa off of the apron through a table did a burning hammer on Britt Baker in their match. That match was so fucking brutal. That match was so brutal. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker.
Recent?
That was before everybody was like back fully.
Yeah.
That was the match that got me back fully.
Thunder Rosa's tight.
Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Dude, Britt took a power bomb on thumbtacks.
Britt's, I mean, yeah, she's a good ass wrestler.
That's why that was what made Britt Baker. That match made her. She's champion because
wasn't
of
that
that
Thunder
match.
Rosa's like first couple matches?
She still wasn't exclusive to AEW.
Okay.
She was still wrestling for other promotions at the time.
Being Anomaly.
But yeah, Britt Baker, that was the match. There's T-shirts of her with the bloody face and shit like that, and that instantly was like she was a made woman.
Damn.
Mick Foley was tipping his hat and shit like that.
Damn,
And,
I mean, dude, thumbtacks are no fucking joke.
Dude, it wasn't just the tax either. She took such a ridiculous fucking beating in that match.
It's definitely on YouTube.
It's such a good match. I like the brutal matches. I like strong style. That FMW, I don't know if you watched that.
I did watch that.
That shit was sick.
Man, I meant to ask you. I didn't, but I don't want to ask you now, and I guess I'm gonna. Remember when ICP or anything like that? Do you remember ICP used to make wrestling tapes called Juggalo Championship Wrestling?
I did not know that. I knew about them, never saw them. I only knew about.
They were like Japanese death matches the whole time, and then there was just them commentating over it awfully.
Yeah,
but the girl matches were brutal.
I know that there was
brutal.
Dude, that was like the fucking in that Dark Side of the Ring. Mick Foley talks about having to walk past that one chick that had gotten the fireball blown at her, and you can actually see her skin peeling.
Dude, I'm talking
off.
like chunks of skin off faces pulling like from getting hit. It was fucking brutal, bro.
See, I don't care for that to the extent. There's still got to be good wrestling in there.
And then ICP's still on the mic like, this bitch pooped her pants. Like, oh my god, dude, relax.
Dude, I need to watch some Ultimate Deathmatch shits that fucking from Wrestling with Regret. Did you see that? It's a movie.
I kind of remember.
It's a trilogy of actual movies called Ultimate Deathmatch, and they're the worst produced films you've ever seen in your life.
I remember Ultimate Deathmatch, but not connected to a movie. Maybe
this was
connected
specifically a movie. It's so I'll have to.
Maybe I do. Well, I've watched a fuck ton of Wrestling Regrets, so there's a chance I've seen it.
He does the first 2, and then the third one he just reviewed recently, and halfway through it, you realize that he's one of the security guards in the movie.
For real?
Yes, and he's like, I must have blocked this out, and does a whole thing. And he did a follow-up video that's like him talking about.
So he realizes he was in the movie too.
In the he obviously knew and hadn't disclosed it, but
Oh man,
but
I love Brian Zane.
He's like, wait a minute, did I block this out? And he's like, wait a minute. He pauses, and
maybe I did see that because that sounds so fucking familiar.
This video is only like a week old or something. It's a fresh one.
I definitely didn't see it. What the fuck? But he seems to reveal things like that a lot.
He's good at that. He
Like, hey,
knows how to
Dan,
sell it.
Who knows? I was in this.
He knows how to sell shit, man. He's good at it.
Yeah.
He knew that he was going to eventually get to Ultimate Deathmatch 3 and that he was actually going to be in it, but if he built up how bad the first two were, it would make his reveal in the third one that much funnier because it was a super young Brian Zane where he's just there when they're filming it and they're like, "Hey, do you want to be in this movie?" He's like, "Hell yeah, I do." He's, this was probably young in his wrestling
That was a pretty good
training.
Brian Zane impression. Hell yeah, I can't talk
Dude,
like that, but that was pretty good.
When he busted, he did I don't know what review he did recently. He was talking about Hulk Hogan being dressed up like a pirate for the most recent WrestleMania because that's in Tampa Bay. Yeah, he fucking says, you know, Hogan's always okay with a hard R. I was like, no.
It's true. It's true.
Like, no. Oh Lord, dude, I can't believe I liked Hulk Hogan as a kid. Thank you, Hulk Hogan, for getting me into wrestling, but fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
Wait, is Barry Ratcliffe? Is that Macaulay Culkin's dad in Home Alone?
No, 100% no. Okay. No, definitely not. No.
Huh? I wonder if I just know.
There are no notable actors in that movie, just wrestlers that you've seen before.
Interesting. I want to look this shit up.
Dude, at one point in the third movie, like Al Snow's got a different name, and he's in all three movies as the announcer.
Shane Douglas is in these?
Yeah, he's in the third one at least.
So
he's in the third
familiar,
one at least.
Bro.
Dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. Maybe we'll have to watch them on stream. That's one thing I want to do is more content where we're just fucking around watching stupid shit like we used to because that was always fun.
That is fucking fun.
And it ends up being like a podcast
Holy
anyways.
Fuck, bro. Larry Zbyszko. Tommy Dreamer, Ted DiBiase, Ricky Morton.
They spelled the names wrong. They spelled the names wrong in the credits, so it's like Zbyszko is spelled like Nabisco and shit like that in the credits.
That's how it's spelled here. Val Venus, Raven, Dr. Steve, and Johnny Swinger.
So
Remember
many
Lodi?
So many of them, yeah.
Lodi was like the Flea version of, or like Flea. He was like Raven's flock version of Flea. I don't know who Chris Parks is though.
Dude, the whole movie is bad.
I'm still gonna probably buy it for $12 on Amazon.
We don't need to do that. It's for sure on YouTube for free.
Oh, you can get 2 and 3 together for $23.37.
You can probably get all 3 for free on YouTube. Oh, ain't nobody copyright claiming that shit.
Wow, Abyss was in that. Abyss is Chris Parks.
That was Abyss before he had revealed his face, and he reveals his face on that garbage movie. So they're like, why would he, like at one point he's like, why would you blow the mystique on some shit like this?
He sucked anyways. I always fucking thought he was garbage.
I never watched TNA. The only time I watched TNA was the day after Jeff Hardy versus Sting because I heard of what a ridiculous debacle it was. So I was like, hold on, I got to go. No, that was pills.
I've only watched. I knew he was fucked up.
Out of his mind.
I've only watched Botchamania TNA shit.
Dude, Botchamania.
Rip. I
look wrestle botches on Facebook. Dude, that baseball bat.
Talk. Brutal. I can't believe I didn't show you LeBron playing with middle schoolers.
No.
When you sent me that, I was like, bro, I looked at this like 2 weeks ago, and I don't want to be like, I've seen it, but I was like, I could not fucking believe I didn't fucking send it to you. Because at first, I remember watching it like, is this fucking fake? And then when he drives through and dunks on a bunch of kids, I'm like, this is fucking real.
Dude, that's still not as funny as the Urban Meyer footage, dude. Urban Meyer looking tossed, bro.
Dude, what was he doing? Like, I couldn't tell if he had his hand like blocking her, or if he was like up and under.
Dude, I couldn't tell. I just know that.
I picture like flaky poop.
I just know to be that hammered in a random bar as a fucking NFL head football coach is not a good look.
Did you see the meme? It's like Michigan fans, and it's Urban Meyer and some girl, and there's like a Michigan logo over his face, and it says Michigan fans wanting to jump around to something, and the girl is saying, who is this guy? He keeps hitting on me. Hang on, I'll show you this shit. That's hard to explain. I'm in jabble brain mode, but apparently Urban's out here just real greasy with it.
That's what it looked like. That's what it appeared in that video. If you guys didn't hear, current Jacksonville Jaguars coach / former Ohio State and Florida coach was recently caught at a bar being grinded on by a pair of women very close that were not his wife.
Not his wife.
And he looked shit fucking faced, man. Shit fucking faced.
He was pretty drunk.
he's got that look, that 10,000 mile stare. He's hammered, and I don't know when he's got time to do this.
For real, like a football coach, you work all the time during the season, bro.
That's the only other football coach I've heard of getting busted doing some shit like this was that Miami Dolphins assistant that was doing blow on camera for that stripper.
I mean, Andy Reid's kid got super drunk at Super Bowl week and like drove and hit a kid.
That's his kid, but that's different.
Assistant coach.
Well,
he was like he wasn't even that. He was like an assistant's assistant, but.
Did you see, you know what I'm talking about, though? The Miami Dolphins guy?
When did that happen?
A couple of years ago.
Kind of. Like, that sounds familiar, like. But no. Because I don't really be up on the football news like that. Where's this goddamn meme?
This video needs to be seen, though. This is fucking... Hold on, I gotta pull up a display. You guys aren't gonna see it. Maybe I'll pull up a display for you. Hold on. Oh, I don't got a display capture on here.
Well, that's what I was... That's an NFT?
Anything is an NFT.
All right, who wants a picture of my butthole NFT?
You can do that.
I've already done that.
We'll put this up here for a second.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. Oh, yes. Yeah, he was having like an affair and shit or something like that. Yeah.
This is probably TOS, Hoss. But I don't care.
Hell yeah, Hoss. Dog, look how much shit is falling out of his nose. Break that shit up.
Those are railers.
Jesus, dog. I like how he whispers, but then he's like... Weird. Weird. Is he at a practice facility, bro?
He very well might be in his offense at the Dolphins.
The offense of the Dolphins? He's in the offense of the Dolphins.
Oh, God.
That's fucking crazy. I kind of do remember that. That was a big deal.
Dude, that was one of the funny... When that shit popped up, when that shit started popping up on my feed, that is even better than Mansell dressing up in disguise.
No one. In Vegas. Urban Meyer.
For sure.
No doubt.
So, Urban Meyer, let's see. Let's go ahead and show that footage.
Fucking Urban.
So, Urban Meyer's having the worst fucking time of his life in the NFL because he's terrible. Because you realize that guys like Nick Saban and Urban Meyer are great recruiters and motivators.
Yep.
And there's no recruiting in pro football, and the only thing that's motivating these motherfuckers is dollar signs.
Yep.
So if you ain't if you ain't got the X's and O's locked up.
Same thing that you saw that they ran the ball, 14-0, and they go right down the field.
Jaguars head coach dancing with a young apparently.
All right, fucking show me the footage though.
Despite the Jaguars not playing today, the team's coach is still making headlines. News for Jack Sports anchor Cole Pepper joins us. Cole, Urban Meyer is getting a lot of unwanted attention.
No doubt about that, and it's all because of a 7-second video that was posted to social media last night showing Meyer and
Cole Pepper.
Meyer Chop House in Columbus, Ohio. This video of Meyer apparently taken at his restaurant in Columbus shows a woman, not his wife, getting up close and personal. The video has been viewed over 500,000 times on Twitter alone.
Yikes.
And he snapped a picture with her afterwards too.
Yikes.
Before or after. That's rough, man.
Hey, you mind if I rub my ass all on your thigh? Go for it.
Hell yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Chute. It's always nice seeing you, man. I hope you're doing great. You sleep well.
Sleep well, Chute.
But yeah, that shit, that's the only thing that I can think of that I've seen like a coach in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean,
caught
Robert
on
Kraft,
video doing some fucking nefarious shit.
Robert Kraft, I'm sure there's video of him getting his tubs,
Oh, yeah, that video did not get leaked.
Didn't get leaked.
That video did not
Damn,
get
it seems
leaked.
like they're just trying to get Urban up out the paint in Jacksonville already.
I don't think they're trying to get him up out the paint in Jacksonville. I think that nobody likes him in general.
Could be. He's, go back to the fucking Fox Sports or whatever.
I think that
doing.
anybody that wasn't an Ohio State or a Florida fan doesn't fuck with Urban Meyer.
Or Utah. Actually, I think Utah fucking hates him because he left abruptly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it's not outside the. Florida probably fucking hates him too because he left abruptly there.
Yep.
And if you're Jacksonville, look out.
Them gas station dig pills.
He's leaving. He's leaving. Dude, did you hear what he said?
No.
To one of the coaches when they were shaking hands. I think it was the Texans coach or something like that. He said, he's like, man, it's like playing Alabama every week.
Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah, it's like, bro, that's not a good.
Yikes.
It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like, did you not know?
All I know about NFL right now is they're trying to get my man out of Chicago because apparently he sucks at coaching.
Who's in Chicago?
Matt Nagy is his name, I guess.
Yeah.
Dude, and Brady plays today in the Patriots.
Yeah.
Do they play? Are they playing now?
Yeah, they're playing right now, probably.
Bet that sucks.
Yeah. Dude, I should have done a watch along with the fights after the thing last night because I just started watching the fights right afterwards.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they were fucking fighting.
I forgot because I only really wanted to see the co-main event and the main event, which we finished up in time for me to see those.
Nice.
And the co-main event had a crazy, weird fucking ending that ended up in no contest because of an illegal headbutt. Not like an intentional illegal headbutt, an accidental illegal headbutt, but it knocked the dude the fuck out and led to the end of the fight. So it was like no contest.
Damn.
Yeah. See, I need to get fucking Camp Goose is up there. He's all fucking benzoed out right now because he's on pain pills. Fucking, he's got injuries and shit like that. So listening to him, he's like, man, I am so fucking high right now. That's what his stream has been like the whole night so far. We'll raid him after this. Actually, we should probably wrap it up. Let's go check out what Camp Goose is doing.
Camp Goose, we're coming for you.
Next week we'll talk about more random content creation shit. We always tend to open with that. I don't know if it's interesting, but it's kind of the point,
And
we always get off track.
Gets the gears going.
Yeah, it gets the gears going. We end up talking about all kinds of random shit like fucking toys and comics.
It helps me though. I remember this more than our Facebook conversation where we're like talking about our logistics. I'll be able to mentally refer to this much easier.
Yeah, because originally that was what I was like, hey, we need to have a channel meeting like every Sunday. And then I was like, well, why don't we just record it and make it a podcast? It's more content. People know what's going on with us. I like the transparency of the channel.
Yes.
People knowing what's always going on.
And we get to hang out with motherfuckers.
Yeah, and everybody's super supportive. So, if people know what's going on and I'm like, hey, I'm having a bad mental health time, I can't do shit this week. People understand because they know how hard, they know what we're doing and shit like that, and we can keep them up to date on that shit. So I like being able to keep everybody else up to date because it's a lot easier than trying to pretend like we know what we're doing.
Yeah, because we have no idea.
Yeah, and everybody else probably has great ideas too. We get great.
Nightwind's definitely dropped some gems in there.
Yeah, for sure. We get lots of fucking help as far as, things that we might not think of.
Yep.
So especially when we're doing it live, it's great because people can help us.
You know what would be really beneficial if our live audience could do?
What?
Let us know when our audio fucking sucks.
Let us know.
Like, are you guys just reading the turn off closed captioning? I bet they'll fucking tell us.
That's probably it. Well, I'm going to end up fucking turning off closed captioning anyway. Or at least I'm going to take it out of my tags. I have it as one of my stream
I was going to
tags.
tell all my deaf friends about it, but every time I talk to them, it's like they don't listen.
All right. We're going to go ahead and raid Camp Goose on that note. So I would really appreciate it if you guys run on over with us. I will see you guys on Tuesday night. Haven't decided yet whether we're playing Phasmophobia or Dead by Daylight, but spooky games with friends Tuesday night all month. And then Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. and Friday morning, we are definitely playing a shitload of Alien Isolation. And we are doing non-spooky games this weekend, bonus streams. Saturday, I'll probably be streaming for as long as I can play the Battlefield 2042 beta with homies. So if anybody's going to be on the open beta, we can squad up and play on Saturday, maybe a little bit on Friday night, because I'm going to be home alone this weekend.
Rawr! Tuesday, you can catch me with Artwood Chat. Thursday, I'll be on the internet doing stuff, probably doing whatever he's doing. But Tuesday night, right before he does serious stuff, I'll be playing Artwood Chat. We're going to make pictures.
Hell yeah. So let's go on to Champ Goose TV.
Goose.
He's playing
some stupid shit.
He's playing Escape from Tarkov. He has a wrist guard on. So if you make him do push-ups right now for 2,000 channel points, he'll bitch about it. It's real funny. Do that, all right?